This is what I'm going to cover tonight, you guys. We're going to talk about ketosis. And regarding ketosis, the different things that I want to talk about is, what it is, how it works, and how do you get ketones. There's a couple different ways of how that happens, and I'm going to teach you guys all of those. And we're going to do broad strokes because we don't need to get into the details to give you guys an understanding. We're going to talk about Keto OS as a product by Pruvit. We're going to talk about the product itself, the ingredients that's in it, the claims that it has, the dangers of it, and what's involved with buying into it. Not, again, in total details, but in general strokes. And then how to use Beachbody to get ketones, Beachbody versus Pruvit, nutritional ketosis versus supplemental ketosis, and then Beachbody and the keto diet. So those are the things we'll cover. But before we do that, there are 3 things that I want you guys to remember. I want you to remember that Keto OS makes really expensive PP. That's basically what you need to know if anyone asks you. And the reason is because what happens when you take too many ketones is your body just pees out what it doesn't use. And you guys will see in this presentation, Keto OS is freaking expensive, you guys. And number 2, this is the second thing I want you to remember. You can get ketones for free. You don't have to spend a single dime on any kind of product to get ketones for you. I'll explain why ketones are valuable and why they're trying to piggyback off of that in order to make money, basically. And then Beachbody programs produce ketones, and I'm going to tell you how you can get ketones just with using Beachbody programs. People don't know this. All right, so those are the 3 things I want you to remember. Now let's talk about ketosis. Ketosis basically is a beneficial state where your body burns your fat for energy instead of sugar or carbs that convert to sugars. And that's important for you guys to know because there is a metabolic process for that. And what ends up happening is we basically are retraining our body to bypass its primary source of energy to go to the secondary source of energy, which is your body excess fat. I'll get more into that later. How does ketosis work? All right, basically this is how it is, a super simple breakdown of how it works. First, you start off, if you're talking about nutritional ketosis, you're talking about eating a low-carb diet. Now, there are lots of versions of this out there, and beware. Just because they call themselves ketosis, even if they're not doing it with supplements, does not mean they're safe, in my opinion anyway, at least not the way that I like to approach it. And I think that Beachbody coaches would agree with me because if you value Shakeology, if you bought into Beachbody and you're passionate about it, it's because you want high quality in your life. And lots of keto programs out there do not stick to high quality at all. They compromise quality just to get ketosis, to get ketones, just to lose weight. They're going for a gram number and a scale number, and that's it. So I'll teach you a little bit more about that. But basically it happens when you eat low carb, you're depriving yourself of a certain amount of, you're trying to reach that sort of low carb threshold, which is typically for most people between 30 and 50 grams of carbs. So once you hit that, your body says, okay, this source is unreliable. This source of energy is unreliable. It's too small. I'm constantly having to go to the secondary source. And so eventually your body just switches over and says, I'm going to ignore the primary source and I'm going to go straight to the secondary source all the time. That's called being keto adapted or being in fat burn mode, where your body always now first is looking for your body fat as the source of energy. And that's why people on ketosis can lose weight pretty rapidly and pretty healthfully. So the fat stores become open and those start getting broken down. That's where the fat cells get divided into different parts. And here's the part that's really important for you guys to remember. When the fat cells are being broken down and divided, they're broken into parts that then become ketones. So ketones are a byproduct of fats being broken down. So what that means basically is fat cells are the parent to ketones. And when they're broken down, ketones are born. So when a company is claiming that by taking a ketone supplement that you can lose weight and burn fat, think about how possible is it for a child to give birth to their parent? You can't reverse that cycle. A parent can't, or a child can't birth a parent, So ketones can't create fat burn. Do you guys understand that? Super important. Okay, and then finally, what happens after the fat is broken down and divided, the ketones are produced, and then the ketones are sent through the body as fuel for energy. And that is why people can feel more energetic when they take ketone supplements. All right, so next slide. How to get ketones. These are the 3 ways that you can get ketones. One is through a low-carb diet, which is free, you guys. I mean, well, okay, whatever the cost of your groceries are, there's no extra added stuff that you have to do besides plan your diet properly. Now, this form is called endogenous, which means internally. This is something that ketones are created from within you when you do a low-carb diet. Also, fasting, depriving yourself or starving yourself calorically, either through intermittent fasting or limiting your calories or carbs. This is also something that's free, doesn't cost any money to fast, and it's also endogenous. It's something that's created internally. And then there's the supplements. You can get ketones from supplements. This is called exogenous. Now that just means that it's ketones that come from something external. Now the reason I taught you guys these words, endogenous and exogenous, is not to sound smart, because I actually had to look those words up myself when I first saw them. Never heard of them before. But in the research of looking for things about supplements for ketones, ketone supplements, they use that terminology a lot. So if you guys are going to go all over and do your own research, which I encourage you to do, you're going to come across that word, and I just want you guys to know what it means, okay? So you're not confused about that. All right, here's the product, Keto OS by Pruvit. It's an instant ketone supplement, and it costs $144 for 30 servings if you buy it in what they call their can, K-A-N, which is basically just a tub, or you can get it as you see in those individual packets. Now, it's really interesting, you guys, because the recommended dosage for their product is you start off slow, because most people have to adapt to the ingredients that are in there. And this is also true with the nutritional keto diet. Then they want you as a target to increase from 1 serving a day to 3 servings a day. Their goal is to get you at 3 servings a day. And at $144 for 30 servings, you're looking at $432 a month to take something that you can produce for free. Basically $432 a month, expensive PP. All right, so the next one is, you guys, is the Keto OS.
Paula, expensive PP is going to be like our new, like, underlying hashtag on social media.
Exactly. Okay, so the Keto OS ingredients. MCT powder, beta hydroxybutyrate, natural flavors, malic acid, stevia, caffeine, and milk ingredients. All I really want to say about this is that MCT powder, MCT is not a bad thing. MCT is actually a really good thing. It stands for medium chain triglycerides. Those are really healthy for you, but when they offer it in the form of a powder, I have to start wondering what goes on in the manufacturing of that. What is the quality of the source? I'd much rather take MCT as an oil than I would a powder. There's just question marks. Again, for me, I'm kind of a snob when it comes to quality, so I don't like mystery ingredients like this. I know what MCT is. I don't know what the MCT powder is. So the beta hydroxybutyrate, again, this is another really great product for you, or it's a really, really great thing for you, but your body can create this naturally. You don't need to buy it. Natural flavors, again, as you guys know, if you ever read ingredient labels, that's a trick word for lots of crazy stuff that you don't really want to know what it is, because this is where we compromise integrity. And then malic acid really is just for flavoring. Stevia is a natural sweetener. That's all good. Caffeine is good, provided that it comes from a good source. Again, because most caffeine sources have mycotoxins in them, which create reactions like caffeine crashes and things like that. So I don't know what their caffeine source is. Me being a snob, I don't want to just buy into any caffeine source. And then milk ingredients. This is really unfortunate when I saw this on this list, because for most people, they are getting on a keto diet, or they want that keto experience because they want to reduce inflammation, and milk for many people creates inflammation. So I would be very concerned. No matter what the amounts of the milk ingredients are in here, which they don't say exactly what they are, you would have to be very careful to recommend this to anybody who has lactose intolerance as well. All right, next one, Keto OS claims. These are their claims. They claim that their product will increase your energy. It'll give you better cognitive functioning, and it will aid with weight loss. Now, they're not lying, because ketones do this. Ketones do increase your energy. They do improve your cognitive function, and ketones can suppress weight loss a little bit. It's not a lot, but here's the trick that they don't talk about. And this is what I found on websites. I had to go through many websites to find information about them, because they don't clearly say much of anything on their website. They're very vague on their website. They're very non-committal is a good word for that. But the weight loss that actually happens, if people go into the Pruvit products and they buy Keto OS with the mindset of, I'm doing this to lose weight, they're being completely duped, because ketones don't create weight loss. As you guys know, as I said earlier, the child can't give birth to the parent. So the ketones can't create, fat burn. What's happening is, in their product list, they suggest that you also eat this with a low carb diet. You consume the Keto OS with a low carb diet. So what's really causing the weight loss? Is it the Keto OS product? No, as we know from the ways to get into ketosis, it's happening because of their suggested way of eating, not because of consuming ketones. People are losing weight on their product because they're following a low carb diet when they consume their products.
Paula, can I add something into that exact point? I had a conversation with one of our masterminders who's an athlete. He climbs mountains, and he said to me, he goes, Anna, I'm actually taking Keto OS because one of my mentors recommended it for me as an athlete to get the edge. He's like, you don't understand. My energy is so much better when I'm climbing a mountain if I have this stuff. He doesn't take it every day, but he uses it as a way to get the edge, he said. And I said, well, that's different than marketing it to an audience that wants to lose weight. And you're telling them that that is the key. That's going to be their quick fix to start losing more fat. And he totally agreed with me. He's like, I've never marketed that way. I've never suggested that way. What it is like, it's for energy. And so it is this conversation that is being kind of, twisted. And I love that you made that point about giving birth to a parent. It doesn't work in the reverse way. I thank you so much.
Yes, exactly. That's 100% true. That if I were to say, what is Keto OS good for then, if it's not weight loss? Because it seems to me, and I may be wrong, but most people think that it is for weight loss. It is really for the endurance athlete, someone who is having incredibly high intensity, sustained long amounts of time of physical activity. And then somebody who maybe needs some brain healing. This is really good for the brain. So people with Alzheimer's or any kind of neurological dysfunction of any kind, or disease, or degenerating neurological condition, it would be really good for somebody like that. And I'm going to say, for the most part, most Beachbody coaches don't have a target audience of people with degenerative neurological diseases, as well as people who are at the elite athlete level, like who are doing Ironmans and marathons. For sure, there's some of us who are out there who do that, but I would not say that's a high percentage. A high percentage of people just want to drop some pounds. And so this product just doesn't match. It's completely not for that. It's more of a performance product than for weight loss. Okay, and then the next thing, these are the dangers that people don't know. And this is the scary area, that if these people who are buying into this and they're turning around and selling it as weight loss to people and they don't know this stuff, this is very, very dangerous. Like, people could die. That's how dangerous it is, or get very, very sick. So the first thing is, when you take external ketones and you're already trying a low carb diet, which is what they suggest, or if you were doing your own low carb diet before, you're already producing your own ketones, which means you're already burning some fat. And then you add more ketones, into your body by taking their supplement. Every time you put external ketones into your body, it pauses your body using the ketones you produce for energy. It says, oh, hold on, we just got all these new ketones in. Let's pause using the ones we've created so that we can burn these ones first. And there's just no need for that. Remember, expensive PP is just all this excess ketones that are going on. So, and then we go to ketoacidosis. And ketoacidosis, now there's a huge difference between ketogenesis or ketosis and ketoacidosis. They're totally not the same thing. Ketosis is healthy when it's done balanced and right. Ketoacidosis is dangerous and life-threatening. Ketoacidosis basically is a state of having massively excess ketones that your body can't eliminate fast enough. So people who would be really at risk for this would be someone who's already on a ketogenic diet and producing high amounts of ketones themselves, or good moderate amounts of ketones themselves, and then taking the supplement, or type 1 diabetics, anybody who's insulin dependent. Those would be people at high risk for ketoacidosis. Now what happens is the danger number for ketoacidosis is 250 grams. And we've estimated that one serving of Keto OS is approximately 70 grams. And they're recommending 3 servings a day. And then also eating a low carb diet and producing your own ketones from the low carb diet. To me, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous. And then the next thing is they do not provide a lifestyle for optimal health. What is their plan? Like, what are they teaching you? To me, this product is for undisciplined people who don't want to do the work and stick to something for a lifetime. They want the quick, easy, they think that ketones burn fat. I want to hurry up and lose weight. So they're just going to take it thinking that that's what it's for. I guarantee you most people who will take this product will have no clue how it even works. They'll just consume it thinking they're going to lose weight. So they don't promote the lifestyle that is sustainable. I love how this looks right here. On the Beachbody side, we have Shakeology, which is awesome nutrition, wonderful meal plans, fitness, and support of coaches as well as the entire organization, the company. Pruvit has a ketone drink, a ketone bar, keto cream, and a keto coach. So they basically have 3 products, all of which are just ketones. There's no well-rounded anything here. It's the cheater Peter way, telling you. There's nothing of substance on their side at all. All right, here's a little picture to give you guys an idea of nutritional ketosis versus Pruvit's supplemental ketosis. Which one looks more appealing to you? Which one would you rather follow? Would you rather have your diet out of a tub, or would you rather eat real healthy foods? One is very holistic, one is completely manufactured. And here we have Beachbody's products right at the bottom. You see Shakeology and BOD. It works perfectly, and I'm going to show you guys how it works perfect. And this is what I do in my challenge groups with my challenge participants. I call my challengers Hero Mom, like Anna said earlier. This is what we follow. We drink salt water in the morning, and the purpose of that is to kickstart our adrenals. And then we have fat coffee. We just add some fats to our coffee because we fast in the morning. We skip our morning breakfast as far as food goes, and we go for those benefits of fasting to help kind of accelerate our results, but we keep ourselves satiated by adding fats to our coffee. And then we have a low carb lunch. We have vegetables, like in the picture, vegetables and protein and cooked in fats. And then we do our workout, and then we have our shake. The shakes on this program work best in the evening because that's when our body best processes those carbs and sweets from the fruits that are in there. And then, of course, because we just worked out, we're likely to burn those carbs faster. And then we have dinner, low carb dinner, same thing, veggies, protein, and fats. It's really simple, you guys. This speak that I see on these websites saying, oh, the ketogenic diet is so hard, it's so restrictive. I mean, does that look like you're missing out on anything? Show me any diet that's helpful that's going to include cake and ice cream and stuff like that. So if that's what you're talking about that you're being deprived from, well, if you want to get healthy and lose weight, you're going to have to stop eating those things anyway. Water is super important on the ketogenic diet. Tons and tons of water, because ketones absorb lots of water from your body. So if you're not adding extra water, then you're going to also put yourself at risk for issues with electrolyte imbalances, long-term, that'll be kidney stone problems. So you've got to have lots and lots of water in there. All right, remember this, you guys. These are the things I want you to remember. Keto OS makes expensive PP. Ketones are free, and Beachbody programs produce ketones. Now let me tell you how Beachbody programs produce ketones. If you are burning fat, if you're doing any kind of a workout program and following the meal plan and you're losing weight, guess what? You are producing ketones. It's not called the keto diet, but remember how ketones are created? Fat gets broken down into parts, and the parts create the byproduct of ketones. So it doesn't matter how you burn the fat. If you're burning fat, I mean, it does matter how you want to do it nutritionally, but my point is to create ketones, it doesn't matter how. As long as you're breaking fat cells down, you are creating ketones, period. So if you have clients who are using Beachbody programs and they're losing weight, guess what? They're producing ketones. That's why people feel better when they work out and eat healthy, because they're getting that energy, they're getting that nutritional value of the ketones. Just because nobody said, oh, go pee on a stick, doesn't mean that you're not receiving the benefits of that. So, and it's possible too that if they peed on a stick, they might not see pink, because the little keto sticks that are measured from your urine are only excess ketones. So you may have ketones in your blood, and unless you take a ketone blood test, which is really expensive to do, you wouldn't be able to confirm that. You might not have it on a stick. So I wouldn't necessarily go out and tell all your clients to go get keto sticks and start peeing on them, because they might get discouraged if they don't have a lot of excess ketones. But I'm telling you, if they're losing weight, they are producing ketones. All right, and that's it. If you guys want to learn more about ketosis or the ketogenic diet or what I talk about, feel free to connect with me on Facebook.